Are you fighting bouts of tiredness and lack of concentration throughout your day? Here are some ways that can help. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Joey Bull and I'm a fitness professional and I do these videos on well-being. If you get points during your day when you're battling to pay attention, you can barely understand what you've just read or heard, in this video, I'm going to go through a few points where you can checklist yourself and get things working in your favor. There are a lot of influences to our energy levels and they can start with hormones, end with circadian rhythms, and somewhere in the middle, possibilities like sleep, diet, and blood sugar levels. So where are you? Now you might have noticed that you're coming off the ball around the same time every day. So keep track and watch if there are patterns. For instance, do you struggle awakening well? Do you need a coffee to get going? Do you have an energy slump early afternoon or mid-afternoon and then long for bed, but then have a surge of energy after 6 p.m? All these variations of times and tiredness can suggest something different, whether that be an underactive thyroid or adrenal fatigue or a digestive system that's struggling to digest something that the body can't assimilate. Now, while all these things seem rather dramatic and like conditions and seem alarming, they are only pre-somatic, meaning alarm bells. Sort it out now. At this stage, I could start talking about diet and sleep, but you might click away thinking my diet's just fine, thank you, and start wondering whether it's a lack of iron or some of the other conditions I've just mentioned. But actually, this is the underlying cause of lots, from hormones to a chain reaction of chemicals to neurotransmitters. Good sleep and a diet that energizes you, these two things alone can bring a huge difference to your attention span and application. The results are immediate too. Well, within 2 or 3 days, you can have your boost of energy back. It is also an excellent preventative method for any of the conditions that I just mentioned. So before skipping over this key part, ask yourself, are you really getting enough good quality sleep? And the food that you're eating, is it bringing you real energy or is it simply a stimulant? So you've covered sleep and diet and you can genuinely say that you're doing a good job of both, but still your dreams, your desires, your job, your focus is floating off into the cemetery by about lunchtime and your application and drive is gone. There was possibly a slot when you were on fire and in the zone and being super productive, but just now you can't drum up the momentum to keep going. So if sleep and diet is still not bringing you that youthful exuberance and you're still struggling mentally and physically to get going, you might be considering, maybe I do have adrenal fatigue, maybe I do have thyroid issues. Now, these things in their developed state certainly need the assistance of a practitioner, but in the early stages, it's up to you. At the end of the day, it's always better to boost the body to produce its own natural chemicals rather than replace them to the point that the body can't produce it itself. Behind so many conditions lies stress, whether it's in the disguise of chronic fatigue, cholesterol, or cortisol issues. So now that you've identified the time of day that works for you, when you're in full flow and focused and you're gunning for potential, and I'm betting for the most of us it's morning time, use that time to optimize your objectives. Things that require your full concentration and thought need to happen in this slot and should not be bumped onto the dozy slot later on. Your high-grade stuff needs to happen here. To make sure that happens, clear all the distractions away. Things like clearing your desk, doing your emails, that doesn't require acuity or neurons to fire fast, so leave that for later. Now, it might surprise you that I'd put exercise and training into that section. The reason for that is exercise is going to bring you endorphins and it's going to up your mental performance, which you could do with a little bit later on. Exercise breeds energy and makes more mitochondria, the organelle that converts food to energy. Not only that, exercise reduces stress and raises testosterone. With these two things in place, you've really got your engines burning. Now, how to place it into your day. Work out your different jobs and activities and get them into the right slots. And then when you feel your drive drifting, get up, move around, get outside, feel the sun on your face and get some real light. Now, I'm in Wales where we don't get much sunlight, sometimes not even enough light, but don't let that stop you. Natural light is going to make a difference to your circadian rhythms, your sleep, therefore your healing and now your stress levels. How? Because light has a huge influence on our field of vision that becomes reduced with stress and trauma. Now combine that with consciously soothing your nervous system, you have the perfect mix of vitality and clarity. Combine your moment outside with a few deep and steady breaths, oxygenating the body, soothing the vagus nerve, the very central part of your nervous system, and vibrating it, toning it with those breaths. The combination of the two stops that crocodile brain, that limbic part, the bit that is tells us to fight, flee, freeze, defend, all those things that create stress for survival. And the fatigue of that is only going to block our progress and potential. That's it for today's video. I hope this gives you some insight into your energy slumps and how you can work around them now and for the long term. And if what I'm doing interests you and you'd like to do more with me, please consider joining my exercise and neural classes. To do this, you just need to contact me at this email here. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel as I upload every week. Bye, and I hope to see you in my next video.